What is up, crypto hackers? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack cryptocurrency, blockchain, and NFT education. If you guys are brand new here, we talk about everything around the basics and game theory of NFT projects and crypto projects in general. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be going over Shiro Inu. It's a new NFT card game based on ERC20 tokens. It is fascinating, and I've really done a deep dive into this, and I'm really interested in the game theory around the fair launch concept. I've been doing research on these fair launches over the past couple of months, and after going to NFT NYC, I met with a lot of founders that are very interested in doing fair launches. It is where there's not like a pre-mined amount as there used to be with altcoins in the past. It is where literally people are staking and they're able to obtain different amounts of tokens by staking and having skin in the game. So for example, if I come in and purchase a lot of these tokens and start staking and earning them by adding liquidity, I can then earn more of those tokens out of the overall pie. And the fair launch concept, I think from a game theory perspective, is sound because people, based on their resources, are able to contribute as a marginal contribution to the overall pie. Now, with that said, what I'm going to do on this video is I'm going to go through the overall mission of an NFT card game. In the past, there have been some brilliant card games out there on Wax and various different chains. One of my favorite ones is Gods Unchained. So what I'm going to do is kind of draw a comparison there. I love the graphics of this game. I saw a lot of other YouTubers talking about this. So I reached out to the team, and as a disclaimer, this is a sponsored review because I reached out to the team, wanted to talk about the fair launch concept, wanted to talk about card games, because there's a lot of them out there that aren't focused on the mechanics like this one is. So just based on the graphics and the video and just the way that it's been broken down on the site, I'm impressed already. So something I'm a big fan of is going with the execution of projects first. And that leads me to my first point here about the traction that this trading card game has seen. Now, I maintain gaming is the forefront. That is where ground zero is going to happen for mass adoption here with NFTs and just crypto at large. But with a trading card like this, you're looking at 24,881 holders right now at the time of recording this. And in the crypto space, to put that into perspective, is probably 10 times what the average project has in terms of the amount of holders, which is an incredibly impressive number already in such a short period of time. So there's 47,600. I got Etherscan pulled up here, just reading the straight statistics off of the site. I'll put the link to this in the description below so everybody can check this out. But there's a $94 million market cap. Now, this is pretty remarkable just based on the amount of time that this project has been around. And I believe that this project kicked off at the 10/29/2021 is when I'm seeing that it actually started. So that is October 29th. That's insane, guys, to think about here. That's just like a vertical line upwards. An important part when you're looking through Etherscan and at different tokens is the distribution. And this is something I've obsessed over for years, mainly because a lot of people point to various different types of distribution like Bitcoin and Ethereum and things like that, and use it on the spectrum of decentralization. And this project has actually done quite a remarkable job in that they have 3.5% as some of their top holders here. And that gives you a better picture, and it goes throughout all the different wallets. And there's way too many to even see on here, but it is a really cool visualization of how the distribution works on here. I'm impressed at the fair launch concept and how it can help with even distributions like this, a community-driven project, which is how gaming projects should start, with this fair launch concept and getting the even distribution out. I dug deeper. There is like audits and everything going on with the project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on to the website, show you the overview, and then I'm going to jump into the actual gameplay to show you what that looks like. They're making avatars and a lot of really cool strides in the right directions. So without further ado, let's jump right into my deep dive onto their website. I wanted to go through a couple of the details here from their website before I get into the actual gameplay itself. And you guys can see they got demo videos, they have their founder packs that are coming soon, and they have the different types of monsters that are available for the DApp. And I think minting your own avatar is an interesting angle. Haven't really thought through how this is going to play out. having an avatar sitting on either side of the gameplay. But these are the different elements. You have fire, earth, thunder, and water. And you can see that one card or one element is needed to activate, which is pretty unique, I think, based on the different card games that I've seen, including Gods Unchained. This is a pretty unique approach. Here are the fun tokenomics here. This is 18 zeros, so that's not trillion. That is quite a lot. I think that's a trillion. But this is a 95% liquidity, 5% to dev and marketing for the token distribution. Now, this kind of plays into the whole locking up liquidity aspect here, where they're making sure that people can continuously swap in and out. The total tax, 11% for buys and 11% for sells, and the 13% slippage. What this means is each time it's transacted, the diamond hand holders are effectively getting a share. That's how these taxes work. And it's a brilliant way of really incentivizing people to hold, because as long as the project continues to grow, these holders are then rewarded from those transaction fees coming from these swaps. That's the reflections into the Shiro Inu holders, and then 4% on marketing, 4% on development. They give a great step-by-step on how to buy, 1, 2, 3, 4. Love that. Education being key here. And then they have just literally a video on how to purchase using MetaMask. Roadmap, pretty basic roadmap here. I can see from the gameplay that they've done a lot here. The contract audit is done by Certic. Very, very well done. And I think that the portfolio trackers are currently live. They do have a big marketing campaign right now on Twitter and Telegram and whatnot. Very impressive on all of the different places that they're listed, including Bitmart, which is a massive exchange. Just saw that recently. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump onto the gameplay to show you guys a quick demo. When you go to Mint, you can get your different packs here, 0.05 ETH. There's 150 to collect. And you can see that the top one for 20 packs is 0.85 ETH. 10 packs will contain enough cards needed to play the game. Now, I think that there are a lot of educational pieces here around the FAQ sections and whatnot around the site, which I have to appreciate quite a bit. It does have a marketplace option, which I think is quite smart. That's very similar to how like a Terra Virtua and some of these different card games have approached it. Very smart to do that. Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay here. You can see that they have this really cool setup where you're able to sit across from someone. And I think the avatars are going to sit on each side of this. That's kind of the concept. And you can see my elements there on the left-hand side, my cards that I've drawn. And, oh, my enemy. Let's see. They pick their card. And there we go. There we go. So very, very similar to a Gods Unchained approach. And I think that Gods Unchained was basically one of the first really official games. So it's cool to see them taking this very clean design approach. You can see here the marketplace is coming soon, but pretty excited about how this is all going to play out here, where you have the gameplay, you have the ability to mint, you have the organization of your cards and your packs, you have an overall dashboard for tracking. I'm sure they're going to have a leaderboard here. And then ultimately the marketplace where you have this built-in liquidity and the ability to buy and sell these different cards. Down here you have the price. Look at that. Woo! That is it for my overview of Shiro Inu. Fantastic designs and really well thought through mechanics here. I'm impressed by games like this because there is a thought through roadmap and really just a breakdown of the audits up front and center. Now, one of the most important parts here that I wanted to cover is not only that I'm wearing a House of Kiba shirt from NFT NYC, but I'm also really interested in future card games. There's a lot of different things that can happen with card games when you deal with things like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. Those games were explosive. And in my childhood, they were so important to me because I learned all the different parts that go into a game based on another player. And that's what really got me into game theory in college and studying it, because I think that there's a lot of different scenarios that can play out with game theory and just playing games in general, but having another human on the other side is what really makes game theory fun to play around with the different scenarios and outcomes. There are some really cool security things on this project that I wanted to bring up. The CertiK audit is huge. I've mentioned that multiple times on the channel with reviewing various different DeFi projects and things like that. That audit is key. Huge ongoing marketing campaign. Actually, how I originally heard about this was on Telegram, Twitter, and all their different channels. There's over 100 YouTube videos on their YouTube channel, really showcasing all the different aspects of the project. And I have to respect the ability to just get content out there. I like it when projects do that because they're educating their users. Who would have thought that that would be such an important piece here? A lot of projects fall short of education when it comes to their user base. So putting out over 100 YouTube videos is an incredible achievement, and all the props to that team.